You're not fooling me, fake badge!
I'm FBI Special Agent Evelyn Harper. Lower the weapon now.
Picture this, a quiet evening in the suburbs, the kind where the streetlights flicker on just as the sun dips below the horizon, and the air smells like freshly mowed grass mixed with the faint aroma of backyard barbecues. Evelyn Harper, a seasoned FBI special agent in tactical operations, was finally heading home after a grueling day at the Chicago field office. Her thoughts were already drifting to the simple comforts awaiting her a hot shower, a quick dinner with her son, and maybe catching the end of a Cubs game on TV. But as she turned into Willow Creek subdivision in Arlington Heights, Illinois, a peaceful neighborhood of split-level homes and friendly block parties, she had no idea that her own driveway was about to become the center of a nightmare that would shake the entire community to its core. Evelyn had moved into house 428 just 4 months earlier, drawn by the area's good schools and sense of security. It was the perfect spot for a single mom raising a teenage boy, far from the high-stakes world of her job, where she trained agents to handle hostage situations and neutralize threats. She tapped the remote on her visor, watching the community gate swing open, and cruised past rows of neatly trimmed lawns and American flags fluttering on porches. Her modest ranch-style house sat at the end of a cul-de-sac, with a big oak tree in the front yard that her son loved climbing. As she approached, something felt off. A man was standing right in the middle of her driveway, arms folded, staring intently at her approaching SUV. She pulled up slowly, rolling down her window halfway. The man was in his late 50s, burly with a crew cut turning gray, wearing a bright yellow vest emblazoned with Willow Creek HOA patrol. His name tag read Harold Jenkins. Evelyn could see the holster on his belt, and her instincts sharpened immediately. This wasn't a cop. His posture was all wrong, too aggressive and untrained. "Evening," she said calmly, her voice steady from years of diffusing tense encounters. "Is there a problem?" Harold stepped forward, blocking her path completely. "This is private property. Residents only. You live here?" "Yes, I do. House 428. I'm Evelyn Harper." He eyed her suspiciously, his hand resting near his hip. "Haven't seen you around. We keep an eye on things here. What's your business?" Evelyn kept her cool, reaching slowly for her garage door opener. "I'm coming home from work. If you'll step aside, I can pull in." But Harold didn't budge. Instead, he unclipped his holster, drawing the pistol halfway out. The metallic click echoed in the quiet night, and Evelyn's training kicked in, heart rate steady, breaths measured. She scanned him, unsteady stance, fingers twitching, a mix of bravado and uncertainty. Dangerous, but not professional. Neighbors started noticing. Porch lights flipped on, curtains parted, and a few phones appeared in windows. Evelyn could feel the eyes on them, turning this into a spectacle. "You're not fooling me," Harold muttered, pulling the gun fully now and aiming it at her window. "People like you don't just show up without raising flags. I'm the patrol volunteer. It's my job to keep this place safe." Safe. The irony hit Evelyn like a punch. She'd spent over 2 decades protecting communities from real dangers: terrorists, armed robbers, domestic threats, yet here she was, an African-American woman in her 50s, being treated like a criminal in her own home because of one man's assumptions. "Mr. Jenkins," she said firmly, projecting her voice so the gathering onlookers could hear, "you're pointing a weapon at a homeowner. That's illegal and reckless. Lower it now." His grip tightened, the barrel wavering slightly. "Don't tell me what to do. I've watched this block for years. I know who belongs." Evelyn's mind raced through options. She could reveal her badge, but timing was everything. One wrong move, and his finger might slip. "My name is Evelyn Harper. I own this house. Check the records if you must, but this ends now." A neighbor's voice called out from across the street, hesitant. "Harold, maybe she does live here. She just opened the gate. Stay out of it, Martha." Harold snapped, swinging the gun briefly in that direction before refocusing on Evelyn. Gasps rippled through the watching crowd. A child cried from a nearby porch. Evelyn tensed. This wasn't just about her anymore. His wild gestures could hit anyone. "Eyes on me, Harold. You're endangering your neighbors, the people you claim to protect." He hesitated, sweat beading on his forehead. The standoff dragged on, seconds stretching like hours. Evelyn kept her hands visible on the wheel, her voice a lifeline of calm. "If you pull that trigger, you'll regret it forever. There are witnesses, cameras. Think about your family." Finally, she decided to act. Slowly, she opened her door and stepped out, palms up. "Watch this." She pressed the garage remote, and the door rumbled open, revealing her son's bike and her gardening tools inside. Murmurs spread. She opened the garage. "That's proof." Harold flinched, but his ego held firm. "Could be stolen. Tricks don't work on me." Evelyn's patience wore thin. "You're the one escalating this. I'm a resident, and you're committing a felony." The tension peaked as Harold stepped closer, gun steady on her chest. Neighbors whispered urgently, some dialing 911. Evelyn probed deeper. "What training do you have for this, Harold? Who authorized you to play cop?" "I don't need training," he barked. "I've lived here 15 years. I know trouble when I see it." Trouble. The word stung, laced with unspoken biases. Evelyn, with her dark skin and professional attire, didn't fit his narrow view of who belonged in Willow Creek. "You're out of your depth," she said, her tone sharpening. "I've faced armed threats in situations that would break you." "Lower the gun." A young man on a porch muttered loudly. "She's not even scared. Must be a pro." Harold's face reddened. "Shut up." Everyone inside. But Evelyn commanded attention. "You're waving that around like a toy. You could hit a kid." For the first time, Doubt flickered in his eyes. She reached slowly into her purse, pulling out her leather wallet. I'm showing you something. Look closely. She flipped it open, the gold FBI badge gleaming under the streetlights. Special Agent Evelyn Harper, FBI Tactical Operations, Chicago Field Office. You're aiming at a federal agent and your neighbor. Gasps erupted. Phone zoomed in. FBI? Oh God. He pulled a gun on an agent. Harold stared, mouth agape, but pride surged back. Fake. You think a badge scares me? This is my turf. The standoff intensified. Neighbors shouted. Harold, stop. Put it down. Evelyn stepped forward deliberately. You did this to yourself. Lower it, or face the consequences. His finger hovered near the trigger, the air thick with fear. A woman screamed, don't shoot. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder. Red and blue lights flooded the street as police cars screeched to a halt. Officers jumped out, weapons drawn. Drop the gun. Now. Harold turned, confused, gun still up. What? No, she's the intruder. Evelyn raised her badge high. FBI Agent Harper. This man, Harold Jenkins, HOA Patrol, has been threatening me with a firearm. I'm the homeowner. Officers tensed. Sir, drop it. You're pointing at a federal agent. Harold's world crumbled. Neighbors turned. He almost shot her. Reckless fool. Finally, with a defeated groan, Harold lowered the pistol. It clattered to the ground. Officers rushed in, cuffing him as he ranted. I was protecting us. You'll see. Evelyn exhaled, the adrenaline crashing. An officer approached. Agent Harper, you okay? Your composure saved lives tonight. She nodded. Get statements. Plenty of videos, too. As Harold was loaded into a cruiser, the neighborhood buzzed. Some defended him. He meant well, crimes up everywhere. Others condemned. Meant well? He endangered us all. The divide was immediate. Whispers turned to arguments. HOAs shouldn't allow armed patrols. But who keeps us safe otherwise? More police arrived, lights pulsing like a crime scene. Harold sat curbside, cuffed, still protesting. She's lying. I know this block. The sergeant took Evelyn's statement. Pulled into my drive. He blocked me. Drew the gun despite proof I live here. Revealed my badge. He persisted until you arrived. Neighbors volunteered footage. The sergeant noted. Looks like assault. Menacing could be federal charges since you're an agent. Voices rose. A man shouted. Harold cared when cops didn't. A woman retorted. Cared? He waved a gun at families. Evelyn addressed the crowd levelly. Vigilantism isn't safety. It's chaos. Tonight proved that. As cars pulled away, Evelyn stood alone, the weight settling. This was home, yet she'd nearly died here. 48 hours later, the HOA called an emergency meeting at the community center, a squat building smelling of stale coffee and folding chairs. Attendance swelled to over 70, chairs scraping as tensions simmered. Board president, Eleanor Hayes, an elderly woman with a no-nonsense demeanor, banged a gavel. Order. We're here about Tuesday's incident. Supporters jumped in. Harold was our watchdog. Now he's jailed while strangers roam. Opponents fired back. Strangers? She owns the house. He pulled a gun on her. Eleanor nodded to Evelyn. Agent Harper, your perspective? Evelyn stood, voice resonant. I moved here for peace. Instead, I faced a gun because one man decided I didn't fit. I've trained agents to handle real threats, but using those skills at home? Unacceptable. Safety means trust, not armed amateurs. A burly man scoffed. Easy with your badge. Harold protected us. Protected. Evelyn countered. He risked lives. What if it was your wife or child? Murmurs grew. A woman admitted. I backed Harold, but seeing him swing that gun. He scared me more than any intruder. Arguments erupted. Gun rights. But not like this untrained. The board paled amid the chaos. Finally, Eleanor announced. We vote. Remove Harold from patrol, ban armed resident patrols. Only licensed pros. The motion passed narrowly, shouts echoing. Evelyn didn't gloat. This was progress, but scars remained. In the days after, Willow Creek hummed with unease. Videos went viral locally, sparking debates on social media. HOA overreach? Racial profiling? Some neighbors apologized to Evelyn. Didn't know. Glad you're safe. Others glared, loyal to Harold. Evelyn reflected one evening over coffee with her old partner, Agent Tom Riley. It shook me, Tom. Aimed at me because I didn't belong. What if I wasn't trained? You handled it masterfully, he said. Exposed the danger in unchecked power. Her son, overhearing later, asked, Mom, why didn't he believe you? Fear blinds people, she replied. Mix it with pride, and it's explosive. But we choose restraint, that's true strength. Weeks passed. Harold faced charges, pleading guilty to reduced counts, community service instead of jail. The HOA implemented new rules, background checks for volunteers, de-escalation training. Evelyn found peace again, waving to neighbors, some warmly, others tentatively. The oak tree shaded her porch as she watched kids play, the cul-de-sac quiet once more. In the end, the incident forced Willow Creek to confront its flaws, the illusion of safety through suspicion, the cost of bias, the value of accountability. Evelyn's calm authority had prevented tragedy, proving that judgment, not force, builds real community. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below, especially on violence and injustice in everyday life. Do you believe vigilantism has a place in neighborhoods, or does it breed more danger? Take a stand and let us know your views. Your insights could spark important conversations.